Good morning, rise and shine, beloved. It's Terry Jo. Happy to be with you here this morning. That was Ancient Mother by Robert Gass. It's one of my favorite songs. And today, our theme this week is Divine Family. And I wanted to talk a bit about ancestors and the other side. And so that song came to me today. If you're here on the call, please comment. I'd love to see who's here. And we're going to move right into our calling in of the light and our 2-minute world peace meditation. So happy to be here with you. So if you have a candle at home and you want to light and play along with, that'll be awesome. If not, just know that the light is already here. Oh, gosh. And I'm going to call in the light, which, as I mentioned before in the past, is really, I'm just setting my alarm, is really just a calling our awareness to the light, because the light is always with us. All right? So Mother, Father, God, Great Spirit, all of our ancestors that work in the light, avatars, masters, teachers of the light, angels and archangels, adepts and gurus on the other side and also here, we know that you are way beyond form just as we are. And we are so grateful to know we are supported, infinitely supported in this experiment, this adventure, this time we are in right now. As unprecedented as it is and as challenging as it can be, we know that there is a divine plan, and we signed up to be here during this time to usher in the new consciousness. And we are grateful for the courage that's coming forward. We're grateful for the tenacity and resilience that's coming forward. We're grateful to our immune systems that are strengthening each day. We're grateful to our minds that are clearing of all the old beliefs that no longer serve. Grateful for the feelings that are surfacing to be addressed and healed. Grateful for the trauma that brought forward lessons for us to open our hearts and learn compassion and how much and deeply we are connected to each other. And of course, we're grateful for our divine family, which is everyone here on earth, but also on the other side, wherever that side is. It is the whole is nothing without all of its parts. And we're grateful to know that. And so it is. All right, I'm going to set my 2-minute timer for our world peace meditation. You can do it with your eyes open. You can do it with your eyes closed, but it's basically to stop the thoughts. And the best way I know to stop the thoughts for me is to focus on my breath. So I just focus on my belly expanding when I breathe in and deflating when I breathe out. Sometimes I'll focus on breathing in love and breathing out peace, or breathing out anything no longer serving me. the timer. Okay, so let's see. Let's carry on with our morning. We're going to pick our card for the day, which is going to be an angel card from the angel card deck, which is this Archangel Oracle cards. I'll let you see this side while I pick one. I think this is the angel that wants to come forward today. Beloved one, Archangel Chamuel, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Ooh, juicy. Okay, so my spiritual soulmate is Spirit. We have a great relationship, although admittedly, I'm learning how to be a better partner because I've been a bit very self-absorbed. And it's funny, I had a great experience recently that really helped me with meditation practice because it's been something that I want to do more of, but I don't make time for it. And part of what happened was I had this realization that Spirit, my soul, wanted me to meditate more. And it was literally like being in a partnership. And it basically said to me, like, as my partner, I want you to meditate more. I want us to meditate more together. So can you give me that? So it's kind of like if I was in a partnership and I liked the ballet and my partner liked football. I know, very gender stereotyped example, sorry. I would occasionally go to a football game because that's what my partner liked and I would want to support him. And so it was just like, oh, okay, I get it, Spirit. Like, I need to meditate every day and not just every once in a while or a few days a week or 5 minutes. I'm trying to do 20 minutes a day. All right, so our inquiry card for today is, here's our beautiful inquiry deck, and this is where you get to play along, so please do answer. I'd love to hear what your response is. Ooh, I like this one. Those colors. What is the brave action? What is the brave action? Ooh, what is the brave action? Let me tune in and see. What is the brave action? Cooperation is what comes forward. I know we don't like what's being asked of us lately. Wearing the masks all the time, still staying in isolation, homeschooling children, not being able to get haircuts, not being able to go to bars, not being able to go to restaurants. And I know places are soft opening in certain areas, but I really have learned that a spiritual warrior does cooperate, and that takes a lot of courage. And I'm not talking about, what's the word? It's not surrender. I am talking about surrender. Resignation. I'm talking about surrender to the greater good. Like, tune in. If it's the scientists and the doctors saying it, I do trust them. I don't trust politicians, but anyway, so that's what comes to me as cooperation is the brave action. And our little lesson for today, our ray of sunshine, is about divine family. That's our theme this week. So what I wanted to share about divine family tomorrow, I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow, we're going to do something on forgiveness. And I realized I really needed to have a conversation about our ancestors and those on the other side before we do forgiveness, because for a couple of reasons. One, we can have some hurts from people that are no longer with us that we haven't processed. And it's important that we process that, because I'm very aware when we go to the other side, there is no holding on to anything. There's no holding on to resentment. There's no holding on to story. There's no holding on to judgment. It is literally like we are fully immersed in the loving when we die, when we pass, right? And that's even if you have karma to complete because of things you did here. And I won't get into the heaven and hell conversation, but I do think we reap whatever we sow. So anything we've created in this world, we will continue to experience in the next life or in the next experience. So there's no getting away with things, But in relation to ancestors, what I want to share is if there's any hurt or resentments, it's really important that you work and pray and call in the light around that and ask for forgiveness. Ask yourself to be able to forgive whatever those actions are. There's a liberation there. And when I talk about forgiveness, I'll explain more tomorrow about we're really just forgiving judgments. We're not forgiving actions. There's a whole difference in the way that's held inside. But the other piece I want to talk about today, which I think will help with forgiveness, is you have allies on the other side. So I'm very aware that my allies, I have several, but my mother died when I was 1.5 years old, Connie Joe. She was 24 and she died of leukemia. And I'm aware that if I want, I can tune in at any time and ask for her guidance and her support. And I can even have a whole dialogue with her. And I've done that many times. And her mother also passed away, 20 years ago. And was it that long ago? Sheesh. Irma, my grandma Irma, and she's another ally. In fact, the assignment yesterday, the activity yesterday was to write a letter to a family member we admire, and I wrote a letter to my grandma Irma, just thanking her for all those special memories. And the biggest memory I have from her is that anytime I visited, she lived in Phoenix, Arizona, and I lived in Los Angeles. Anytime I visited, I felt like the most special person on the planet. And I think grandmas have an ability to do that, which is actually funny because I didn't always want to be a mom. Sometimes I wanted to be a mom, sometimes I didn't, but I always wanted to be a grandma. And I think that was really a testament to my grandmas that I had. Granny, who had more grandchildren, so I didn't feel as special, but I still felt pretty dang special with Granny. And then my other Gram, Lucille. So those are my 3 special grandmas, and I can call on their spirits at any time and ask for wisdom and advice. And because I knew them, I know how they would respond. So yes, maybe it's my voice that's also in there, but I feel like their spirits are available to assist us. And I feel that about anyone who's passed over, unless for some reason they are trapped in some karmic thing or something, which, maybe that could happen. I haven't had that experience, but maybe that can happen. So I just wanted to share that we have ancestors, divine family everywhere. Even if you're alone in this world, even if your parents have passed and you didn't have siblings or you're not in touch with your siblings, and, there are several people in this world that live in a physically lonely sense of family, but that doesn't mean our family is not with us in the spirit world. So just really I want to encourage you to reach out in that way. And I decided that I'm going to, so our tool today, our activity, I call it a tool, like a spiritual tool from the toolbox, is to write a letter to somebody who has passed or have a conversation with someone who has passed. It can be just telling them how your life is, your day is, whatever, and asking if there's any wisdom they want to share with you, and just tuning quietly and see what they say. So you can do that verbally or in writing. And what I was going to tell you is that I'm leaving out the intention of the day because I realized I put mine too goal-oriented, and I don't really feel like that's so important to share with you that I'm organizing all my papers and cooking dinner. So instead, I want us to just share what quality are we calling forward for the day. So I would love for you to type in the comments if you're here, or if you find this later. But for me, the quality I'm calling forward today is grace. And I just trust the first word that pops in. So maybe it's the same word every day, maybe not, but that was the word that came in, grace. So I'm calling on grace. And tomorrow we will talk about divine family and forgiveness, ways to do forgiveness. That's Wednesday. And that's it for now. And I do have a story time coming up. It's another Howard B. Wigglebottom. So I'm going to close this out and tune in for the story if you want. All right. Love you. And I love you, and many blessings for a beautiful day.